Good morning everybody and happy new moon. For those of us who live in the UK, that came and went quite early this morning. We'll still feel the effect of the new moon for a couple of days. New moons are about setting new intentions, new starts, renewed optimism. So anything that you decide that you want to focus on in February, today would be the good day, the best day to set your intention. I'm going to try and just jump straight into the tarot because I have been made aware that I perhaps talk too long about the message that I received. So I'm going to make the message very short. This morning, I got the sense, and I'm not going to go into the details because I know people don't want to hear the details. If you want to hear the details, you can always contact me and I'll write it up somewhere so you can read it. If you want to hear the details and you like to hear the details, put a comment down below and I will read them. This morning I've got the sense that no matter what's going on, whatever's stopping you from moving forward, what's stopping you from moving forward, there's a huge sense that I'm just hearing 2 steps forward, 3 steps back, 2 steps forward, 3 steps back. It's almost as though whether it's your job, your business, in your relationships, you just seem to get something sorted. You just seem to come to an amicable agreement, or you just manage to override one obstacle and hey presto, there's another one in your way. And it's sort of incessant and annoying and it's getting quite frustrating. Well, if that's you, this is your reading today. Today I am not doing Rider-Waite Tarot. I'm doing the Tarot of Mystical Moments by Katrin Veldstein. Apologies to Katrin if I have pronounced that wrong. Right, the nose has already started going. So I've got some sense that it follows on from yesterday somehow. It's almost like you get a renewed sense of hope. You overcome one obstacle and you start moving forward again, and something holds you back. Something's holding you back. That could be people around you. It could be put them back in. Could be people around you. It could be partners. It could be family. It could be your children. It could be demands from your children. Right, here we go. So first off, we've got the 6 of Pentacles. I like the imagery of these cards. The 6 of Pentacles. Sixes to me are about finding balance. If you look, these 1, 2, yeah, right. The 6 drops of tea going into that lady's cup. This person is deciding how much each lady is going to get and is making sure that they get an equal amount. And I have been saying that what I've been tapping into is people who feel like they're not having an even-handed deal somehow in their life, whether that's with a partner or a job or a business or with the powers that be, that feel like they're not necessarily getting a fair deal. The 6 of Pentacles suggests to us that whatever is going to get handed down will be a fair deal. However, there's still that little man controlling it. So at some point, at any point, that little man controlling it could change his mind, and maybe it's that little man that's controlling it, whatever that is for you. This might not make no sense to you whatsoever, but I'm not re-recording this, even if it makes absolutely no sense. To some senses, this little man could take away the fairness of it at any point, and then you will be back on the 2 steps forward and back on the 3 steps back. It's almost like the fairness is not dependent on you, it's dependent on somebody else. Fairness is in the mix somewhere. It's just not come completely to light. And the second card you've got is sixes again. The 6 of Swords. Well, we've had the 6 of Swords this week already, but we've had the 6 of Swords in the tarot of Rider-Waite tarot, and this is the 6 of Swords in the Tarot of Mystical Moments tarot. And swords are about the mind. Quite often they're not the happiest suit in the deck, a lot of them, because they do sort of denote anxiety, stress, worry, being overburdened mentally. But if you look at this card, this woman, I believe it's a woman, yeah, this woman is on a dark cloud. Dark clouds symbolise, worries, the mindset, a negative mindset. She's floating along on a dark cloud. She's got a string going up to the light, and she's got an anchor coming down to the earth. Anchoring, she's not grounded. If you think in a grounded way, you think quite logically. When you're anxious, you don't think in a way. You allow your thoughts to run away with you because you're not grounded. So this anchor is extending downwards, but has not quite hit the land. Is not quite taken hold. But she is clinging on to the light. So that suggests to me that although there's some worry or anxiety going on, there is some hope here. There's hope. You are hanging on to hope. But you're not doing it in quite the grounded way that might actually be helpful if you try to ground yourself a little bit, bring yourself back down to earth. Those cogs that wind when you're very anxious and very, very worried, you'll think one negative thought and it will perpetuate another and another and another and another. And I've mentioned that in my videos on thought, feeling, behaviour patterns. This is someone who's very much stuck in a negative thought cycle. So maybe you're stuck because every time you try and create a bit of balance, something comes along, possibly that little man on the teapot, if you can see it, comes along to upset the apple cart. And finally, what's this card? Oh, finally, you've got the Star. The Star is the card for Aquarius. And it is the new moon in Aquarius today. The Star is about healing, awakening, spiritual awakening, hope, a renewal, if you like. This is very spiritual based because this is the Taj Mahal that we're looking at here. But this is about hope, light. So I believe this little star's come along to tell us there is hope. There is hope. There is healing. The 2 steps forward and the 3 steps back will stop. But in order to ensure that you get your fair share, perhaps you need to have a little word with the man in control, or the woman in control, or the thing that you are allowing to take control of your piece of the cake, your piece, your your portion, your share, your fair share. Because there's some sense here that if you're worried about being always going 3 steps back and 2 steps forward and 3 steps back, that you may be always losing out. Perhaps you're giving too much of yourself, your time. Perhaps that's expected of you. And perhaps you're giving in. And because you're giving in and giving up your time when you're not doing the things or seeing any gain for yourself, that's creating the anxiety, the worry, the stress. The minute you start to take your share, make sure you get your fair share and allow yourself to be heard. That's when healing and hope and light and renewal comes along. So let's get these 3 away. I'm going to do an oracle card by the same author, Katrin Weltstein. It's Oracle of Mystical Moments. They go together, and I will read the card. I'm not going to do a postcard today. I don't want to make this a really long video, because I'm well aware that people don't have the time, possibly, you know, don't really want to go into all the details. So we'll just go straight to an Oracle of Mystical Moments. Katrin Weltstein. And we have Lullaby, number 38. So let me find number 38. Hopefully it's going to be easier to read and it's not reams and reams and reams. Lullaby. Lullaby. It's actually quite dreamy, and if you look, there's a new moon on that cello, if it's a cello. Right. As dusk arrives, we notice a cello player about to play a lullaby to welcome the sleep we need so dearly. The cycles of day and night, light and dark, orchestrate our natural sleep rhythms. We give so much during the day. Night is our time to recover. On his instrument, we can see the moon and stars. They are the guardians of our dreams tonight. Rest with nature's lullaby, blowing gently through the window. Tomorrow, wake to all the days of your life. So, maybe that's just telling you to rest up, perhaps. Perhaps if you're anxious, you just need to take some time for yourself and rest up. And we have number 27, the gardener. Let's have a look at number 27. The gardener. Let's have a look at this one. It's very interesting. I'm not getting anything from this card at all. Standing proud in a lush green garden, a woman holds a growing bulb in her arms. 2 small houses spring from the plant, and her skirt is transformed into a house. She is the gardener of her soul, the caretaker of her home. Her feelings are the flowers of her garden. By taking care of herself, she keeps growing stronger. But sometimes uninvited guests invade the garden, intruders like jealousy or shame. If we recognise these as neither good nor bad, but something to be investigated and accepted, we can treat ourselves with compassion and keep blooming. Now it makes sense. So basically, it's very much what I've just been saying about if you're constantly being pulled away from the things that you want to do, and you're taking the 2 steps back, you're moving forward, and then something drags you back, whether it's a partner, the children, the job, the career, the business, the bills, anything. Where have I put that card? Where are we? Your anxiety goes through the roof, but you're not taking care of yourself. which is why you end up with the anxiety. It's not in groundedness. So my advice today is to see where in your life that you perhaps allow yourself to be pulled away. Where just as, you know, the times where just as you've got a minute to do something for yourself, someone pulls you away. Maybe it's time to have a word and say no. Maybe it's time to take some time for yourself and heal. It will either make sense or it won't. Either way, have a very happy new moon. Set your intentions for the month, and tonight I will do a little new moon ritual for you all to thank you for watching and subscribing to my channel. Take care. Be kind. Bye-bye.